fat mass versus your fat-free mass.
Right.
You know, that's important stuff to know as well, because
Right.
body composition, and we've talked about this in the past, but lean muscle does such a far superior job of fat tissue, of uptaking sugar, managing, you know, managing changes, everything. Honestly, dietary is important, but then also environmental. So there's a lot of environmental insults that we experience that also impact our metabolic health.
Right.
You know, and when you start talking about diabetes, again, kind of the function, the core of that is metabolic dysfunction. So, yeah, a lot of variables. It can be overwhelming, but we're right to be sitting here to talk about things that are pretty much the lowest hanging and highest impact, right? So, which are, you know, obviously food advice, nutrition advice, exercise, and then just general education around it. Because here's what happens, right? If you don't listen, you don't do anything. You're talking about the leading cause of blindness. You're talking about the leading cause of renal impairment, so kidney disease.
That's
and
another
dialysis.
Big one that I get the question on all the time. I'm like, if you have kidney problems.
So, you know, diabetes is number one, and number three on the microvascular side is amputations. So you get the ulcers because you can't really feel, because there's such distal periphery, and the microvascular is the small blood vessels. So those three things. So therefore, the leading cause of amputations. You know, that's microvascular. The macrovascular side of diabetes is stroke and heart attack.
Right.
So you're talking about major stuff.
Right.
And then now, as soon as you get into heart attack, now you're talking right off the bat, boom, heart disease. You know, and then typically along with this, you have heart hypertension. You know, so high blood pressure. You know, and the heart attack thing is really a CAD, coronary artery disease issue. So guys, this thing is like it's such a volcanic eruption of into this chronic disease world, because as soon as all that happens, and we're not going to get into this so much, but the inflammatory cascade, the process of inflammation.
Sure.
So not only are you getting spikes of high inflammation, and your cortisol response is all screwed up, and your hypothalamus and your pituitary and the whole adrenal glands are screwed. Then you have this chronic low-grade inflammation your body doesn't even know what to do about, so it compromises the immune function. Now you're worried about cancer proliferation.
Right.
Now you're into this, like, okay, you started with obesity or whatever. Then you got diabetes. Then you went into this hypertension with coronary artery disease, heart attack, stroke risk. Now you have risk of cancer. What are we missing?
Right.
Oh, neurodegenerative diseases. Now you're talking about your Alzheimer's and your Parkinson's.
Sure.
Because again, the inflammatory cascade.
And
it's literally referred to as type 3 diabetes. Yeah. Because there's such a strong correlation, correlation and causative, whatever.
Yeah.
It makes you so sad, especially when you have loved ones, guys, that you see suffer through this. My father was a great example of coronary artery disease with high, long-standing pre-diabetes. Didn't really cross the line, but man, it's a tough world. It is a tough world. It doesn't have to be this way.
Right.
So supplementation is certainly a part of that, because it's a supplement to a healthy diet. You want the nutrients. You need the minerals. Your body absolutely requires these. This is a biochemical. All the reactions that happen in our body are due to all these cofactors, your vitamins, your minerals, your trace minerals.
Which is why we pulled up
a lot of the stuff that we pulled out here.
Right. The multivitamins, your magnesium, your D. Ryan was just talking about that inflammation.
The omega-3 fatty acids are great.
Factor 4.
Yeah, for sure. Factor 4, the omega-3 fatty acids. You need phytonutrients. That's why we encourage eating the rainbow and different colors and things like that. There's your super reds. There's your super greens. The power of phytonutrients is incredible. And you do get those out of meat, so don't be totally discouraged. But boom, antioxidants. So they can help neutralize some of these free radicals that are happening because they're just constantly under assault and high amounts of inflammation. And oxidative stress is really the phrase, the term that goes with that.
Right. And especially if you might be eating like less fruits, because we just talked about avoiding the sugar, avoiding the carbohydrates. You know, all of our products are approved for, you know, diabetics. They're all sugar-free. We tend to use stevia and monk fruit.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Good point.
We threw the gut health in there because gut health probiotics are and enzymes. They're very important about helpful breaking things down. Gut health is, you know, the gut is our second brain. It's involved in more than we think of. So it's always important to be addressing your gut health. Essential aminos. Pull this out because obviously I talked about the more muscle you have, the more your body's able to utilize blood sugar. And there's nothing better than essential aminos and helping us preserve that lean muscle mass.
In between periods of meals. right? Like great
Sure.
tool for that. You can use it along any time of day, really. But man, she's right. Like that's the key. Essential aminos for giving your body the fuel so it doesn't start breaking down the muscle.
Right.
Building lean muscle is so critical, guys. We really should have creatine out here, because it's just part of the whole thing. You should
Right.
have the
So we're-
collagen peptides. You
Sure.
should have the whey protein. You
Yeah.
should have the plant protein. That's what's the craziest thing, guys. We're talking about like live good because the way we are anyways, we're formulating for foundational health.
Right. And
You
yeah,
know?
with the protein, I mean, it's hard to get enough protein in. That's where protein powders come into play. Like if you're one sitting there and saying like, I weigh 160 pounds and I'm eating my 160 grams of protein through other sources, meat, whatnot, eggs, dairy, kudos to you. I know personally, it's hard for me to reach my goal. I typically eat about 150 grams of protein a day. And it's hard to get there with just, whole foods alone. So I rely on our protein powders. So they're great help. 100 calories for 20 grams of protein. Really, really easy to add it in there as a snack with your meal. Make it a meal by increasing it also. And then lean. Lean is our body composition enhancement formula. I want to talk about a couple of specifics of like what it's designed to do. Ryan might want to touch on a little more, but it's funny. I was actually in the gym this morning, and one of the people I was working out with came up to me and said, I just ordered lean. And she was asking me, she's like, I hate taking I forget to take things, and lean's going to be very hard for me because you're supposed to take it before each meal. She's like, can I just take 6 in the morning? I'm like, no, you can't. It's designed to take before meals. So we have it as 2 capsules prior to each of your 3 main meals. And the glucomannan in lean is the fiber that expands the
100 times its weight in
expands
water.
the size of your stomach. So when you're eating, so if you take this it says 30 minutes on here, but the reason I say 30 to 60, I can even say 30 to 90, because our systems are different. Some digest a little bit slower. So you might need to take it 90 to 60 minutes. So you take it drinking with a lot of water, always have to drink a lot of water, and it expands. So then when you go to eat your meal, you're not able to eat as much, right? You just feel full. Naturally, you just feel full faster. And then also the berberine and the hops extract, they help to balance and stabilize our blood sugar when we eat. So this is not to say, oh, I'm going to take this and go eat my high carbohydrate, high sugar, whatnot. No, this is again, anytime we eat food, our blood sugar goes up and down. And again, if you're insulin resistant, high blood sugar, pre-diabetic, diabetic, whatever it is, the insulin is not taking away that blood sugar. So you really need to make sure you're focusing on it. So, yeah.
You made a lot of good points about the product. That's great. And something I was thinking of, but I want to just maybe throw this comment up here because the vegans I follow wholeheartedly believe in fruit is life. So do we. Oh, sure. When your body's compromised, though, and you can't manage your sugar properly, you need to make very wise sugar decisions. And the fruit, you have to select the proper fruit. Everything that you put into your mouth. That's all. Yep. I completely agree. Fruit is amazing. Fruit, it is. The vitamins, the nutrients, the hydration. I mean, fruit is. Are legumes okay? You name some legumes. Yeah, black beans is really great in soluble fiber. So all beans are. Look at this. Not good. So grapes and melons extremely high in sugar. Should be eaten alone. Ferments really fast and causes gases and bloat. Okay. Yep. So as you guys can see, there's a ton of information and advice out there. You really have to work with what serves you best. But there's some principles and some guidelines that you should, general guidelines that you should follow. So healthy fats, high in protein. I want to go on the sugar comment. Yeah, go ahead. The fruit comment real quick, especially the grapes. I just want to give an example. So my mom is extremely lean. She works out all the time, and she's 72 years old. She is strong as a little whip. She's maybe like 95 pounds. I mean, super, super, super lean, much shorter than me. So, her weight is much less, but her A1C was kind of on the higher level. My mom eats very, very, very clean, like really no real sugar or anything like that. Doesn't really eat carbohydrates, can't do gluten. So just avoids it all. She snacks on grapes. Oh, there it is. All throughout the day. Yeah. Just like not like piles of grapes, but like if you're kind of thirsty, hungry, just kind of go pop some grapes. And her doctor was like,
You got to back off the grapes. Like,
Check.
I don't know what else it would be, but your A1C has gone up, and grapes are super high.
This one says, "Live Good products help." That's awesome. Don't eat too early, 3 to 4 hours, and try not to eat 4 hours before bed. Feel much better. If you can go 4 hours before bed, that's impressive.
I wish.
But if you can go at least 2 hours
I could.
before bed, I'm telling you, you're right. This is a game changer, guys. Do not eat close to bedtime. Massive change in your sleep quality and your blood sugar management. And make sure you move after that meal. Please walk. I had a friend, I thought he was totally active all the time. He says, "Man, I just started walking after you told me that we should walk after meals. I won't stop doing it, and I feel amazing."
Yes.
Such a game changer after a meal.
And I will say, when I first met him, I don't know if you know, we met in college,
Yeah.
but Ryan used to eat a big meal, and the first thing he would do was go lie down.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I
she's
wanted to
helped me
say
with a lot of
congrats to
things. Here?
Albert, congratulations. That's awesome news.